Okay, everyone, Celtic are through to the next round of the Scottish Cup. We, meanwhile, have found a quieter space somehow at the Plough Star in Philadelphia. Sean, it's jumping upstairs. We've somehow managed to find... they've given us a lovely wee room so we can chat about the game for 15 minutes or so. Do you recognise this guy?
I hope so. I've been on that podcast at least one time before.
Yeah.
Talking about Mr.
Not in real life, but...
Not in real life, just in the technological wonders of the world of YouTube, or what was it? I think Teams or something like that.
Yeah.
Talking about Liam Scales. Didn't really work out for us all that well, but hopefully he'll come back at some stage. And
do you feel like you want to do any defending of yourself over the whole Liam Scales stuff?
was that an interesting pun, defending Liam Scales?
Yeah.
No, I think he still has it in him to be a Celtic player.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if what we've seen with Ange, I don't think he necessarily fits into his system.
Yeah.
But I think, well, I mean, we don't want Ange to go, but I think at some stage he may well be a Celtic player again. Not necessarily in the next year or so, but I still hope so. You know,
Yeah.
He's a fantastic footballer and a really good person as well. So
Yeah.
I'd love to see him play for Celtic, but I mean, he's doing okay at Aberdeen. So
Yeah, it's maybe not the best club he could have gone to at the moment, but hopefully there's a future for him at Celtic, and hopefully your words will be proven correct all
I
those
hope
years
so.
ago. Shall we chat about today's game?
Absolutely.
Because it was, as we say, Celtic through to the next round of the Cup. 5 goals scored, 1 conceded. We can play better. I think we all agree with that. And
Yep.
yet we still scored 5 goals. I mean, the attacking threat in this team is just immense.
I think it's a wonderful thing that, as I was saying to you just before we came on camera, it's a wonderful thing that we can be not upset with a Celtic performance, but we know that we can do better and still put 5 goals past a team that are doing reasonably well in Scottish football. Like, you know, they at least come to Celtic Park and try and play. Now, granted, we didn't allow them all that much space, but they do try and play. It's not like, you know, the likes of Livingston or whatever who just come and sit behind the ball. They come and try and put it up to a team. And to put 5 goals past that team today, I thought it was a fantastic performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good point. I thought they actually did come and have a go. I mean, I don't know if they would have done the same had it been a league game. I think we played them a few weeks ago, and I felt like today... I tweeted this. I thought St Mirren played well. Yeah. I genuinely think they put in a good performance today, played lots of good stuff, created, all right, maybe not a load of real good opportunities, but certainly had, you know, fair spells in the game where they had us paying back, and yet they're going away with a 5-1 defeat. Yeah, I just think this Celtic team is magic, and I said to a few of my pals, you know, the treble. I mean, I know it's early, it's probably too early to mention stuff like that, and I'll regret it, possibly, but I just think Celtic look imperious now in all competitions. You know, no doubt, you know, about the team at the moment. If we go back to the lineup that came out, try to think of the kind of interesting talking points in there. The midfield was Moy, Turnbull and McGregor today. Not convinced that worked maybe as well as we would have hoped. What was your take on that?
I don't think it worked as well as Ange may have wanted it to. I think we want to watch with Moy. Like, you know, ever since, even beforehand when he played for Huddersfield, I always thought he was a good footballer. Never understood how good he was until we get to see him play for Celtic, because you're analysing him then. Yeah. What a footballer. He's just, if he had a bit more pace, he would be 15, 20, 30 million footballer. Yeah. He really is. The midfield today I don't think worked. I was surprised not to see Hatate play, but I think maybe the amount of games he's played,
he doesn't really get a rest.
18 months, I guess, he just doesn't get a rest. Lovely to see him come on, lovely to see him stick that penalty away. You know, we're just, I think we don't realise as Celtic fans just how good we have it right now. And I think, as you've seen it earlier, like these people here, we're starved of Celtic in Philadelphia because we don't get to go to Glasgow all the time. We don't get to go to the ground. We don't get to see the players. It's wonderful to be able to come to a place like this and see Celtic play the way they play. Yeah. And I think we take it for granted now because it's become the norm now, where Celtic play so well. An off performance is just like, well, what's happening here? Like, we don't understand this anymore. Yeah. It's just it's a wonderful time to be a Celtic fan.
It was like Celtic Park in here. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, the entire pub here, the Plough Star, you know, was absolutely jam packed, wall to wall. Everyone effectively well, maybe 90% are wearing Celtic gear, the rest are wearing Eagles gear ahead of the Super Bowl, but it's green nonetheless. And the roar when those goals, went in today was like being at Celtic Park. I mean, it's really opened my eyes. We'll maybe talk about this at the end of the video. If we just keep it to the match for now, I mean, Moyes involved in that opening goal for Daizen Maeda. That comes after Kyogo's gone off kind of injured as well. Wee bit worrying there. I mean, hopefully with cup final coming up, he's all right.
I mean, just a little bit, like it brings back memories of the time when he went off against Rangers. I don't know if it was the same sort of injury, or you never want to see your best players leaving the field unless they're being substituted later on in the game. And it's just like, we're kind of covered now because we saw that O scored his first goal today. But you never want to see your best players go off the pitch, and like that early in the game, and it changes the whole.
Did he kind of fall in his arm or something like that?
I think so. I mean, from where like we were kind of sitting at the back, so we didn't have a great view of the actual screen itself, but it looked like he did the same sort of thing that he did against Rangers now.
Yeah. And
obviously open to scrutiny and criticism about that, but I mean, that's kind of what he seemed to be holding himself the same way. So yeah, I think it may well just be an old injury or something.
I know. I mean, obviously comes on and gets his goal eventually. At the time, we brought Abada on and put Maeda up front, and we got that opening goal. I think just before it, Maeda had actually hit the post with a kind of cross-come shot. So, we did have real moments in that first half, but I thought generally, as I say, St Mirren played some good stuff. What was your take kind of on the rest of the stuff? Maybe going up until the red card, which was kind of, I mean, like we had one goal in 80 odd minutes and then another 4 in the last 10 minutes. It was a strange game.
We were just talking about this generally a little bit between us, and we still have no idea what's going on with VAR. I don't know.
We try and avoid it, but go for it if you want.
We're not going for controversy. I genuinely don't know. Like, I've been watching football since I was 14 years of age. I don't know what constitutes a red card anymore, or a handball, or it's. I think it was a very harsh penalty. I don't know if he deserved to be sent off. But I mean, these are the rules nowadays. So
it just seemed to take ages, and even in the first half,
it takes.
There was one about looking for a red card potentially for Johnston hitting. I think one of the St Mirren players was at O'Hara in the face, and again the play was stopped there for 2 or 3 minutes, and it just seemed to take forever. Yeah, I mean, for me, I thought it probably was a penalty, but they took loads and loads of different kind of looks at it, and it just took forever. So yeah, I mean, we get the penalty, we get the second goal through Hatate, and then I just felt like at that point this Celtic team, the whole we never stop, just came into effect, and we get more goals, and it just St Mirren are obviously at that stage kind of realise the tie's over, they're 2-0 down, they're down to 10 men, but this Celtic team just doesn't stop at all. O gets his goal. First goal for the club. O'Reilly gets his first goal of the season. Hatate then scores an absolute screamer. I mean, it was proper top end to the match with those moments. What was your favourite out of all of those moments? Because they were all brilliant.
I think, to be honest with you, it had to be the O'Reilly goal, and just for him. Yeah. Because I think with Moy coming in this season, O'Reilly's kind of not been on the periphery, but he's not had as much game time as he would have been used to last season. And I guess as a football player, like, you want to play every game that you want to play. He's been on the fringes, and just to come in and score a goal like that today, and you could see the smile on his face. Like,
I think he was giving it the whole sigh, and I think did he even mouth finally at one stage to someone?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But I mean, just to have that sort of firepower coming off the bench, it's, as I said earlier, it's a wonderful time to be a Celtic fan. And as you said, we never stop. Like, it's not you come to 80, 90 minutes, and you're still thinking we can score here. Yeah. And it's just a wonderful thing, and it must be so frustrating for other teams to be on the other end of that, because anyone that's played sport or whatever over the years, that if you're winning the game, people kind of level off a bit. This team never stops. Yeah, they never stop, and people look hungry to come off the bench. That people don't want to come off. It's
what was the triple sub we made at one stage? Like, O came on at 60 minutes, O'Reilly came on, and somebody else came on. Hatate was it at the same time?
It was Hatate.
Yeah. And I'm like, those 3 subs you're bringing on, and they all score. Yeah, they all score. I mean, it's amazing.
I mean, I don't even know how to express how happy I am just watching that performance today. Yeah. And we see the speculation with Ange when every time a job comes up in England. I just never want this guy to leave. I never want him to leave, because he's number one. He's a fantastic manager. He has the team playing exactly the way we want our team to play, but he also gets the club and he understands what we are, what we represent, and it's, as I say, it's just fantastic. It really is. I'm trying to be like sanguine and reasonably level-headed about it, but it's fantastic to be a Celtic fan. It really is.
Yeah, it's a brilliant period to go through. For me, O getting his goal was magic. You're always, I think his early signs have been really positive. I think he really uses his body well. Gets stuck in. I think he's going to be a terrific player for us. But the way things went, we lost a striker earlier in the week. Finally Giakoumakis' departure was confirmed. We had Kyogo going off injured. Ange obviously didn't feel that O was ready to play however many, probably 75 minutes yet. That's why he brought Abada on. But I think for O to come on and to get that first goal, he scored better goals. It was a tap-in. He actually had a chance near the end as well where he should have gone across the keeper and he put it into the side netting. But for him getting that opening goal, I just think is massive. And I think it's been a day for stuff like that. I think his confidence, I'm not saying it was low, but I think he'll be, sky high after that. I think O'Reilly will be sky high. I think there was a number of other players in that game today. Cameron Carter-Vickers is just immense. First half he was brilliant. The amount of times that Curtis Main, who's a big guy, was going in on him and getting stuck in, and he just didn't lay a glove in Carter-Vickers. He's just, he must be the best centre-back we've had in a number of years. He's brilliant.
I think I've been watching Celtic, as I said, for God knows how many years. He's at least one of the best centre-backs we ever had. He's certainly the best that we've had since Van Dijk.
Yeah.
I think. But I think the games where you don't notice what he's doing, he's just quietly effective, and he just goes about his business. I think he makes Starfelt a better player. I think, again, Alistair Johnson is kind of coming onto a game now. He's only in the building 2 months, less than that maybe. He's also coming onto a game as well. Greg Taylor we have left back. I think when you have that cohesive unit at the back and they all know what they're doing, they trust each other. It's a wonderful thing to see. And we had to spend a lot of money to get him, but I think it was money well spent.
It's a bargain. I don't think you find anyone disagreeing with that. It's a total bargain. I love him, and I think that kind of back five we're seeing now, Joe Hart, Johnston, Carter-Vickers, Starfelt, Taylor is clearly the defence that Ange sees going forward, because I don't know how many games in a row that is, but they seem to be starting every game at the moment, and they're getting stronger and stronger. Anything else? We could talk about a certain banner in the first half.
Are we allowed to swear on this? I don't know.
You can bleep it out if you feel you want to.
I think
what I will say, we don't often like to delve into politics genuinely, but I think that's one of the better banners we've had in terms of humour. I just couldn't believe when I saw it. And the TV cameras kind of showed it, and then they kind of scrolled up because they realised what they were showing.
I think when you're not used to seeing that, because when you see something that's quote controversial, people or the TV cameras pan away from it.
Yeah.
But they showed it, and then they went back onto it, and it was kind of
it was so visible though.
I'm you were sitting a couple of rows up from me, and I'm not sure if the roar from the back of the pub resonated all the way forwards, but I think Douglas Ross knows exactly how Celtic Football Club feel about not Celtic Football Club, but certainly the fans feel about him today. He's persona non grata, shall we say.
It was interesting. Cup-wise, we kind of don't really know who. I'm trying to think who else went through earlier today. I think there was a couple of shocks. I think Livingston lost to.
I think Motherwell were beat today.
Motherwell were beaten, so we've got Ayr United went through, Killie went through, Wraith Rovers, Inverness, and obviously ourselves, Hearts as well. Couple of ties to go. Home draw, quarter-final is kind of what you're after, and then hopefully we can get back to Hampden yet again. Yeah,
we'll take a home draw. You can worry about repeating yourself over and over again, but I don't fear anybody. Not in this league, not in any league. I certainly don't fear them if we don't mention them by name, but I don't fear them. I don't necessarily worry about...
Hearts, obviously, he's talking
Hearts, yes. Absolutely, Hearts. It's the way the team are playing, I literally would put us up against anybody and not worry about us performing. Yeah. I think we're in that good shape, and long may it continue. Yeah.
What's happening this weekend then? Because we're all here. I don't know how many people. Easily, and I'm terrible at guesstimating here, but easily, 200 people, if not more, at least up there watching the game. Mm-hmm. Probably more, to be honest. And they're all here to celebrate Celtic, to celebrate, the Plough Bhoys Celtic Supporters Club, all the other various Celtic Supporters Club in North America. I've obviously come from Scotland, so just tell us a little bit about, this weekend and what it is.
Yeah, so it's basically, as Hamish said, it's a gathering of every single CSC that we can get from. There's people here from Hawaii, there's people here from San Francisco, there's people here from Canada, all over Europe. It's every single year we do this, and it's got better and better every single year. Didn't really expect the numbers that we've had this year. It's looking up there today, and again, as you said, like the sing song and the roar when the goals went in. You're hearing voices from Glasgow, you're hearing voices from Dublin, where I'm from. It would actually, like, we had a little memorial this morning for our friend John the Scarf, who is sadly no longer with us anymore. And just to hear the different voices around, and those people that have that reverence towards people in the US. Like, it's the one thing that I worried about when I came over here. I was like, what am I going to do for Celtic? How am I going to see Celtic? What am I going to do? And I needn't the worried, because this club and all the other clubs around the US, that they have as much love, if not more love, for Celtic. And I think today is just an expression of that, and it's a wonderful thing.
You put it into words far better than I could. I mean, it's pretty special to be a part of, and I'm an outsider coming in, so God knows how you feel.
You're never an outsider when you have that shirt on.
Yeah, oh God. Can we get this guy in the channel every week? He's unbelievable. It's special. We're going to have a video tomorrow, I think, where I'll round up a bit of the chat from the game today, because I feel like there's loads we're missing, by the way, because obviously it's wild upstairs. And we'll also have some kind of highlights from the weekend. I've been filming various things, including that memorial earlier, which was genuinely quite touching. So we'll cover all of that. Anything else you want to get off your chest? Are you just wanting back upstairs to the bar?
I think just to say a huge thank you for you to coming over and experiencing this for yourself. It's a wonderful thing that everybody now that is a subscriber to the channel or watches the channel is going to see exactly what Celtic means to people in the US. Not necessarily for just me, because I'm a Celtic fan since I was a kid. These people don't or haven't got a chance to go and see Celtic play. They may never get a chance to go to Glasgow, and they still have as much love and feeling, and just it's in their heart, and you don't understand it until you're here. And it's just a wonderful thing to be part of.
Yeah, I'd urge anyone to do it in the future. Come to the Plough Bhoys Fela or other events that are on, because it's been pretty special. And I know there'll be people around the world as well, in other parts of the world, who have the same feeling about Celtic. Maybe don't get to games often, but don't really feel detached at all because they have places like this. So we'll round that off. Sean, thank you once again for coming on, and thanks to all of you for watching. We are through to the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup. The draw, I believe, is on Monday, so we'll have some sort of reaction online at that stage. If you want more reaction to the game, 67hailhail.com is the place to go. They'll have Ange comments, etc. on there, but for now, from us on the YouTube channel, we'll say goodbye.